Good morning from just above the Homer Wilson Ranch at Big Bend National Park. Today my plan is to hike out and climb Picacho Peak, which is about 4 miles east from here on the Dodson Trail. So here's the first look at Picacho Peak. I just stopped to take a break. I'm about 50 minutes in right now. I forgot my GPS watch. I have it in the case sitting on my desk. I've looked at it at least 4 times in the past couple days. I just didn't even think about putting it in to the backpack. Made it up to this little saddle here. So this is the view that I missed when I did the Outer Mountain Loop in December. It was completely cloudy, foggy right here. This is beautiful though. I have reached my furthest point on trail. I'm at the junction of the Dodson and the Smoky Creek Trail. I'm gonna take a little break here and then just start heading up right there. It looks like there's a potential route right up there on the right through the ravine kind of. I don't know, it may not be climbable though. I can see there's a steeper section at the bottom. So I'm gonna head up in this direction and try to pick out a route somewhere on that other side up there. Okay, well somewhere up here is my route up. Should be pretty straightforward. I just want to head where the Ocotillos are right there. It should be okay after that, so I may just have to zigzag around some of the steeper sections. But doesn't look like it's going to be too bad anywhere. There are enough routes, as long as you zigzag your way up. Alright, let's get up to the summit. Alright, I made it to the summit of Picacho Peak. It was 2 hours from the trailhead above Homer Wilson. Climbing wasn't too bad. Had to be careful in a few places, but most of the time it was pretty safe. Here's a look at the south rim, over here, the southwest rim, I guess. And here's the view west. So down a little bit lower in the middle is Carousel Mountain. That's where it came from. And then looking further out in the distance at the beautiful scenery here in the southwest section of the park. It's really nice here. Don't know what I'm going to do next. I may just head back and do Carousel. I may try one of these other peaks close by here. And this is looking south, southeast. This is looking down off the southeast face. Basically a cliff on the southeast face and then the northwest face, and then the northeast and southwest routes are climbable. Yeah, pretty steep though, those directions. So this is the way I came from over here. Here's a look down this chute here. I kind of stayed over to the left a little bit, to the right as you're coming up, but you can climb straight up this. Then it's a little steeper down below in a few sections, but not bad. So I'll just get back to that saddle down there, and then I'm gonna head over to that other saddle right there. So here's looking back at Picacho Peak. Pretty cool hunk of rock just sticking out of the earth there. It's pretty neat. So yeah, I was over here, started in that little saddle, climbed up the rocks there. That's where you have to be the most careful. There's a lot of big rocks that are potentially loose. You could easily dislodge one of those if you pull on it too hard or step on it too hard. And then a little further up you get into the kind of a ravine chute type deal, and then it's pretty easy after that up to the summit. You just have to still be careful in a few places. I'm back on the Dodson Trail now, and I'm gonna head up to this point here. I think it's marked as point 6305. It's some elevation number. I think that's what it is. I think I have about 1,000 feet of climbing, if not a little bit more up to there. So I'm gonna get started up here and try to be up there within an hour. Well, I'm higher than Picacho Peak, so I should only have about 300 or 400 more feet of climbing to go. It's been pretty tough. It's just a ton of loose rock. Every step, you really have to make it count or you're gonna slide. And I've slid a lot. So there's the rock outcropping that will be part of the summit. The summit's a little further back, but I should be able to climb up over on the right side of it. Looks like it's doable. Well, I didn't make it up in an hour. I made it up in 45 minutes. It was a pretty tough 45 minutes, but got it done. Well, I'll have the correct elevation in the title of the video if I include it, but I think it's point 6305. It's 6350. But you might have the best view in the park from up here, because you can see basically most of what you can see from the south rim, and then you can see the south rim too. Best of both worlds from here. So this closer point right here is, I think, 6728. I did that after descending from the south rim. There's the south rim there. Yeah, you might have better views here. You see this south rim, and then you see basically what you can see from the south rim too. Really nice. It's almost 11 o'clock now. I'm gonna take a break for another 5 or 10 minutes and then head back down. It finally calmed down. Hopefully it won't pick back up again. I just really like this southwest section of the park down here. When I did the loop of Kit Mountain, B Mountain, Black Mesa, and the Chimneys, kind of really enjoyed that section. And Cerro Castellon down there too. It's really beautiful. Just all the little peaks, different peaks, mule ears, Trap Mountain, Goat Mountain. It's really nice. I'm gonna go right back there and then just head down that way. That'll save me some distance. It looked like there was a bunch of loose rock, some scree slopes down further. But either way, I'm gonna have to deal with that anyway, so I'll just try to maybe get back even into the wash. There's a summit up there. It's nice to have a break from the wind down here. So I'm gonna head down somewhere in this direction. Here, or a little bit further to the right. This should be a little bit more straightforward, as long as it's not too steep. So I just came down from the gap there. I've been basically rock surfing almost the entire way down, which part of me feels bad about, just knocking all the rocks loose, but at the same time, I don't know what else I can do right here. But look at all the ocotillos in bloom here. It's just a giant patch of the plant here, and they're really nice, but the flower looks nice, but the stalks are still pretty dry. I don't know if there was any rain here last night. It rained a little bit on the drive in. North of here, maybe about 60 or 70 miles, there was some rain. It doesn't look like they got any here. I think it's only rained once, measurably, since January or maybe even December. All right, I made it back to the Dodson Trail. I am going to skip Carousel Mountain. I took my gaiters off already. If I was gonna do it, I would have just left them on, but I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna try to get back to the car by 1, and that way I could probably be home by 9. Just taking in some of the scenery that I missed on the Outer Mountain Loop. This is beautiful in here. There's a little bit closer look at the Mule Deer Peaks. These rocks look a lot nicer in full sunlight versus last time I was here. Really beautiful. Everywhere you go here, it's just beauty all around you. I'm back in the wash now. I should have maybe only a half a mile or so left. Well, there's Carousel. We'll save it for another day. At least it's only a little walk from the road. Well, I just got back to the car, made it back at 1:02. So a little bit later than I wanted, but not much, which was good. I'm gonna head north a little ways, get cleaned up a little bit more, get something to eat, and wrap up the video there. Well, the Dagger Yucca has its fruit now. 6 weeks ago, this one was blooming. And I just wanted to come up here and wrap up the hike. So those were fun climbs, Picacho Peak and point 6305. Great views, definitely worth the effort, especially on 6305. Getting up to the top and witnessing that was really, really beautiful up there. Well, this could very well be my last trip to Big Bend, at least for a while. I don't think it's gonna be. I think I'll be able to get back later in the year. I may even actually, if my schedule works out, be back within the next 4 or 5 weeks on a weekday. But the next trip I plan on making with my wife and son and daughter is to Arizona in 5 or 6 weeks for a week. Yeah, my wife is due with a little girl in July 2nd. So we're gonna make one more trip and then she'll be here, and then it's probably gonna be a little harder to sneak away after that, at least for a while. But you never know. Well, I'm looking forward to Arizona for sure. If I don't make it back here in a while, I definitely enjoyed it. Every trip has been worth it, like I said, and just I'm amazed by this place, how beautiful it is.